Hi all, good evening everyone. Hi Shashmita.
Hi, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening. Shashmita will wait for a couple of minutes.
Yeah,
Let
yeah,
the
sure.
participants join. Okay, yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Ma'am, can we start for the day?
Yeah, Shashmita, we can start. Good evening everyone. So coming to the last week, okay, of this C programming training session. So before I start, okay, what we completed in the last session. So we completed with the pointers, okay, pointer operator, the arithmetic, then pointers and arrays, strings, okay, functions, void pointers and constant pointers. So before that, okay, the topics what we completed was the functions, okay. So all the files, the programs, okay, PDF and the assignment has been shared, okay. So it was not shared earlier, but everything has been shared, okay. So you will be getting that in the LMS. But before I start with the today's topic, that is structures, okay, I'll go through the assignments of the previous two topics, okay, which I had shared, okay, and let us go through that particular questions, what you're supposed to do. And the programs already has been shared, whatever is done in the class, okay, and then we are going to start with this today's topic, that is structures, right? So let me share my screen. So first I will go through the assignments, okay, for the previous topic. Okay, so I'm sharing the screen. Just anyone can update once the screen is visible. Okay. Yeah,
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
it is visible. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So see assignment. See this day 8 assignment. Okay. This is based on the functions. Okay. We completed the functions, right? So there are some 4 assignment case study questions on this. First is the matrix operations using functions. Okay, so you need to input, or you need to create a C program which is first taking the input, okay, of a matrix. Then you need to calculate the sum of all elements, count even and odd element, return results from functions. We already completed with the functions. We have understood how to return a value from the functions. Okay, so everything now you have to do with the functions. But what are the concepts to be used here? The function parameters, return type, call by value and call by reference. Okay, so we had also done what is call by value, what is call by reference by making use of pointers and dereferencing operators. Okay, you need to make use of it. Recursive string operation. Okay, so with recursive function, so function which is calling itself. Okay, so we did with this as well. So what you are supposed to do in this, find the length of the string, but this has to be done using a recursive function. Reverse a string, we did with reverse a string by using the division, okay, by using the modulus operator that we did in the initial example. But you need to reverse a string, okay, by using recursive function. Check whether it is a palindrome string or not. Okay, so palindrome string already we discussed, which is same from both the end. Okay, then you need to create a menu driven C program. Okay, so if it is a menu driven, you will be making use of do while loop. You have to make use of switch case statement here, and then 3 operations. Okay, what the user is going to be giving. So factorial, Fibonacci series and power. Okay, A raised to B. Again, that you have to make use of recursion, return type, mathematical functions. And finally, there is a student mark analyzer. Okay, so here you will be making use of arrays as well. Okay, so as you can see, input marks of 5 students, and 5 students means what? You have to make use of arrays. Okay, now whenever we will have the assignments, okay, you will have to make use of whatever we have covered earlier. Okay, so it will be making use of all the concepts. Okay, so arrays also, then we have to find the highest and lowest marks, calculate the average. Okay, sort marks using call by reference. Okay, we already did with what is sorting. We implemented one algorithm. Okay, we did with the bubble sorting, right? Then display the sorted marks. Correct. So this is the assignment on day 8, which is functions, right? Then day 9 we completed, that is pointers. In the last session we completed with pointers. Okay, so this assignment was also not given. So now all this you have to do by making use of pointers, right? First is array operations using pointer. We did with pointers and arrays. Okay, so array operations using pointer arithmetic in functions. So write a C program to perform the following operations on an integer array using pointer arithmetic. Pointer arithmetic, where you are applying the arithmetic operations on the pointer. So we did with the binary. Okay, unary operator we applied on the pointer. Okay, but you have to do that within the functions. Okay, so you can create a function and within that you have to write this code. So find the maximum and minimum value which is taken from the user. Compute the sum, count positive and negative numbers. So you have to input all the numbers, positive and negative, from the user. All functions must use int star ptr instead of array indexing. So when you are writing the pointer which is pointing to the array, we already know that it is the 0 index which is pointing to the array. Okay, so instead of now using the array indexing, you have to make use of the pointer, correct? Then count vowels in a string using pointers. Okay, so you have to count the vowels. Okay, so we are aware of what is the vowels and the consonants, but now a function which is taking a pointer as a parameter. Okay, so you need to traverse the string. So we did the pointers and the string. We know how to traverse a string, okay, using a pointer. So you will be traversing till it is not reaching the null. Okay. Then recursive factorial using pointer to store the result. So you need to write a recursive function, void factorial, okay, int n and long result. So you have to provide the result in this, okay, and using the pointer. Then string operations using pointer. Okay, in the string, session, we had done with the predefined library string functions, okay, which is str len, str you can say copy, okay, then str compare. But we don't have to use the predefined functions. Okay, we will be using our own user defined function. We need to create our own user defined function. Don't use the predefined function. So you can create str length. strlen is a predefined function. Str length is the function which you will be creating, and in that you need to find the length. Okay, but you have to implement this using pointers. We have done this without the pointers. Okay, copy the source to destination, compare, you need to compare the two strings, concatenate. So there is a predefined function available, that is strcat, but you are not supposed to use that. Okay, so you have to write your own function. Str concatenate, append one string to another. Okay, now do not use standard library functions. You have to write your own logic. In the predefined functions, you just pass a parameter and work will be done, but you have to write your own logic in this. Okay, so this needs to be done using the pointers. So once I'm completing today's topic, then I'll go through the assignment for day 10 also. Okay, so what we completed, okay, in the last session we did with the pointers. Okay, so what is a pointer? Then the arithmetic. Okay, what is pointer arithmetic? So we have applied all these arithmetic operators. Okay, so that the pointer is moving. Okay, either to the next element or to the previous element, depending on the size of that particular element. Okay, whatever is the size. Then we did with the pointers and arrays example. Okay, and as I said, always whenever you are having an array which is given to the pointer, it always point to the first, that is a 0 index. Okay, then pointers in string. Okay, so you need to traverse to the string using a pointer till it is reaching the /0, that is a null character, or you can say this is the string terminator. Okay, then we did with the pointers and functions, and very important concept we understood in that was call by value and call by reference. Okay, so this we have done both the ways. Okay, with pointers and without pointers as well. So call by value, where the original value is not getting modified, only the target, and call by reference where both the original and the target values are going to get modified. Okay, but now we have done this by using pointers. Okay, then we have done the void pointer. What is a void pointer? Which is not having any specific data type, but whenever we are pointing this to a variable of a specific data type, then we need to use the typecasting so that we can get that actual data. Okay, so we need to make use of the typecasting in this case. Constant pointers. Okay, so constant, already we understood in the very beginning previous sessions that constant means you are not changing the value, correct? Now here, three different type of the constant we understood. First is pointer to a constant value. Okay, now in this case, we cannot change the value using the pointer, but pointer can point to another variable, right? So constant value, we cannot change the value, but pointer can point to another variable. Constant pointer, if constant pointer is created, means we cannot change the memory address of that pointer, but we can change the value at that address because pointer is constant here. And in the third case, both the pointer and the data is constant. So you cannot change any of this, cannot change the value or the pointer address, because what it is, constant pointer to a constant data. Okay, so pointer is also constant and data is also constant. So no changes, right? So finally, we had gone through this all summarization of what is the pointer operator, what operators are used, arithmetic, arrays, strings, functions, void pointers, and constant pointers. Okay. So this we have done in the last session. Today we are going to start with another important topic, which is structures. Okay. So what we are going to do in this, declaration and definition of structure, initializing and accessing the structure members, how you're going to do that, array of structures, nested structures, structures and pointers, structure and functions. That is the reason why we have to complete the pointers, the arrays, the structures, everything we have done earlier. Okay, because now we have to use this, okay, in the further concepts. Now, let us come to the structure, okay. A structure in C is a user-defined data type. Now, please understand why we have to create a structure. Okay. Now, previously, what we did till now, okay, we have used predefined data type. Okay, and see what are the predefined data type, the fundamental data types. Okay, we have got integer or float or boolean. Okay, we have used these data type. So let us say that, okay, we have got the data type as int. Please understand this, okay? Y structure. So we have got this variable, let us say I, that is integer. And in the integer variable, what we need to store or what values we can give in the integer is already predefined. Okay, integer occupies 4 bytes. The values, what you can give to the integer will be in a specific range, depend on whether it is a signed integer or an unsigned integer. Okay, so there is some range from minus one particular number to plus this number. Okay, that we know. Similarly, if you are using a a characters or a string, right? Let us say I'm having a char str which is taking some 10 characters. Okay, so what is understood by this, that yes, we need to give a particular string which will be of 10 characters. Last is /0, which is a null terminator. Okay, now in this case, okay, char, int, float, double, boolean, all are predefined data type, and we know what value we need to provide in them. Okay. But can we create our own data type? Yes. Okay. We can create our own data type. Okay. Let us take an example. So let us say you are creating an application where you need to take information from different entities, like we have got customer, or there is an employee, or let us say student. Okay. Now, all of these will be accepting the address. Okay, they will accept the address. Now, address will contain what? Let us say when you are accepting the address, you will take the maybe house number or street number or building. Okay, you will have city, state, zip code, country. Okay, there are a lot of information in the address. You will be taking it. Now, when you create the employee, you want to accept the employee details or customers, okay, anything. Now this address you can create as your user defined data type. So you will be creating that by using struct. Okay, so I'm writing struct address. Okay, now in this address I will accept the house number. Okay, then I will accept the let us say city. Okay, so I can have care city, which is let us say 30 characters. Okay, I can have the care let us say state. I can have country. Okay, I can have the zip code, something like that, which is integer. Okay, now what is this? This is the collection or group of the data types, different data types, but this group of different data types, which is a related information, I am creating my own data type as address. This is user defined data type, and this is a value type. Okay. And when I need to use, so suppose here I'm using the int I'm accepting some character. Similarly, I can write address. What is this now? This address is a data type like int, char, float, double, boolean. Okay, but this is user defined. This is not predefined. Similarly, let us take another example. So I will create a struct like bill. Okay, now what bill contains? Okay, let us say bill contains the order number. Okay, so I can have the order number. Okay, I can have the name. Okay, it may store some characters. Okay, then I can have the amount. Let us say the total amount I will be having. So this is in a bill. Okay, now bill I can use as a data type. Suppose if I'm using a customer information to be stored. So in the customer, I can have bill. Okay. What is bill? Bill is a data type. Okay. So address is a variable of the type address data type. B is the variable of the type bill data type. Like I is the variable of type integer. Okay, so what I will be now storing in this address is this house number, city, state, code, and how I can, by using certain member access operator. Either you can make use of the arrow, you can make use of the dot, or directly you can initialize the value. So we will see that. Okay, so understand structure is used to create the user defined data type, and use this, okay, whenever you need to capture this type of the information which is related, which is grouped. Okay, and that is what is mentioned here. So let us now go through the definition. A structure in C is a user defined data type that combines variables of different data types under a single name. A structure groups related data, but it is heterogeneous. Why heterogeneous? Because there are different data types. Okay, we have got struct address, int house number, char city, char state. So memory is allocated sequentially for each structure member. Now, what will be the total memory? We did with type of operator, size of operator, which is giving the total size. Okay, so here this is int. Okay, what is int? It is occupying 4 byte. Okay, this city and state, they are 20 size. Okay, so you will find out the total memory which is allocated. Now sometimes what happened when the structure is created, okay, sequentially the memory is going to be allocated, but in between this there can be some space, okay, left, okay, that is known as the padding. Okay, so that can also be there. Fine. So structure is used to group related data, okay, because this all information is related to address. Okay, bill, your order number, amount, name, all this forms a bill. All this forms an address. Okay, related information. Different data types can be grouped. Okay, it can be homogeneous also, it can be heterogeneous also. Real world modeling. Okay, so you can make use of this in the real world entity. The examples I gave, like customer or employee or orders. Okay, used in file handling, pointers and functions as they make complex applications easier. So instead of creating so many variables, okay, create your own data type and use this data type instead. Easy data management, since structures make programs modular and organized. Okay, so instead of writing this house number, city, state, zip code, country, all these in every application, okay, multiple times, you create one address data type and use that data type. Okay, code maintenance is also easy. Okay, and it is easy for creating the modular programs, right? So this is one. The next is how you are going to declare and access. Now another example is the student example. Okay, so here we have got the structure student created. Now, what is the related information of the student? What you will be storing? So we have got the roll number, okay, student name and the marks. Okay. Now, what about the variables which are created? Like I said, okay, this is the variable of the type address you are creating. This is the variable of the type bill you are creating. Okay. How you are going to declare and define this. Okay, so you can write struct student s1. So s1 is a variable of the structure student. Similarly, here you can write in this way also, s1, s2, s3, these are variables created. Okay, these are the variables created. So you can create number of variables, okay, here like this, or you can create a struct student s1, the variable you can create like this. So this is known as the object or the instance. This is separately written. Okay, you can first declare, then you can go with the definition, or you can declare and define together. Okay, both are correct. Okay, as you want to do it, right? So now what we will do first, let us create this. Okay, let us create this, and first I'll show you how you're going to find out the size separately also, and of the complete structure as well. Okay, any queries, please write it down. Attendance link will not be shared now, you have to wait. Okay, so let us start with the coding. Okay, so let us go with the student structure. Okay, so the same example I'll be taking. So let us start writing the code. So first will be your stdio.h. Okay, then let us create a main. Okay, fine. And we will use one more library later. Okay, so let me save this. So we are saving all these files in the C programs. Okay, day 9 this is. So I'll create a new folder by, sorry, day 10. Okay, day 10 it is. So let us make use of the student structure. Okay, dot C. Fine. So now here what we are going to write. Okay, before the main, we have to create the structure because it is a separate then main. Okay, so we are going to create a struct student. Okay, and what we will be writing here is the related information. Okay, so I'll take the same. We have got roll number. Then we have got care, let us say student name. This may be maximum 20. You can have more or less. We can have the float marks of the student. Okay. Fine. This is one way. Now coming to the main. Here I can create the struct student. Okay, S1. Fine. So what is this? This is a variable of type struct. Okay. Fine. So this is the first way. Okay. We have done with student S1, right? Nimesh, yes, there is a quiz today. Okay. Yes, there is a quiz at the end of the session. Okay. So this is the first. Okay. Struct student S1. This is a variable created. Fine. Now, when it comes to the memory which is allocated. Okay. So let us find out the total size that we already have done in the previous example. So here also we'll be doing. Okay. So let us print the size. So size of struct student. Okay. Now I'm using the format percentage. Let us say use LU. That is nothing but your long int. Okay. And what function we are using? That is size of. Okay. So size of, you will write the struct student. Okay. See here. So what I'm doing, I'm finding out the size of the student. Okay. Overall size. Correct. Let us run this. So I can directly open now the file from here. Okay. So date 10. Okay. So here I will type CMD. So we'll be getting the command prompt here. Okay. So GCC student structure.c. Correct. So we need this before the int. So there is one error. Let us see what is the error. Okay. Okay. So the semicolon was not given to close this student structure. Now to see the output, we will just have this A. Okay. So look here. The size of the structure student is 28. Okay. It is 28. Now let us understand how it is 28. Okay, this is a collective size given. Okay, this is a collective size which will be stored in the memory. Now, if you want, yes, you can see there was a question, okay, previously that what size we can find out by making use of the size of, okay, operator. So that can be any particular data type. Okay, so let us say I will be finding the size of all. So size of int roll number. Okay, you can make use of this as well. So here, actually, we will be using this S1. Okay, because S1 dot roll number. Okay, now we have to access this roll number by using this variable S1 created. Okay, similarly, I will be finding out the size of char name. Okay, which is 20 characters. Correct. So here what you will be writing now, instead of the struct student, you have to write S1 dot name. So dot member access is going to be used to access the whatever variables you have created. Okay. So size of marks, okay, which is a float, right? Float data type. So here now you will be using the S1. Okay. S1 dot float. Sorry, S1 dot marks. Okay, we need to use the variable, right? Marks. Correct? Now let us check the output. So we will have the student structure. S1 dot, it is S name, right? So let us write S name. So see that proper variable name you are using. Okay, fine. Look here, depending on the size, right, what we are having. So size of int roll number is 4, integer is occupying 4 bytes. Okay, char name 20, because we have given the size as 20, so it will be 20. And float marks, okay, so float is also occupying 4 bytes. So this total is coming to 28. And that is what, if you simply write the struct to student, you will get the total size, which will be there in the memory. Okay, but I had only written this separately, okay, so that you can also see the size of the other types, right here. Okay, so there is some query. Yes, Hari, what is the doubt? Yeah, Hari, what is the doubt? Can you please write it down? Hari, you had written, I have a doubt. Okay, fine. So that you can write later on. Okay. Now let us go to the next. Okay, this is the first step we have done. Okay, I'll come back to this later on. Now, how you're going to initialize. Okay, in the size of also, I have mentioned that you have to use this dot operator, member access. Okay, so initializing and accessing the structure member. So there is a direct initialization done. Okay, so struct student S1 is equal to, this way also you can initialize. So 101 S1 is the name and this is the marks. Okay, direct initialization you can do. Or what you can do is, you can use the dot operator. Okay, so S1 dot roll number, S1 dot marks. But when you are going to initialize the name, which is a character, then you need to make use of this str copy, okay, this function which is available in the string.h. And then when you want to print that structure member, you can simply make use of the format. Okay, then s1 dot roll number, s1 dot s name, and s1 dot marks. Okay, so either you give this direct initialization or you can use this dot operator. Okay, now let us give the initialization value. Okay, so I simply need a printf slash n to be printed here. Okay, now let us initialize. So I'm initializing this. Okay, so s1 dot roll number. Okay, let us say this is 101. Then str copy. Okay, and for this str copy, you need to make use of the library function, otherwise you will get an error. So s1 dot s name. Okay, comma. So you have to write the name of the student. Okay, so as of now, I'm writing simply student 1. Then s1 dot marks, okay, is equal to, let us say 90.5. Okay, now this str copy function is available in the library function. So please include the library function. Okay. So this will be hash include string. Okay, so this is the string.h. Okay. Otherwise you will get an error in this case, right? Now let us display this. Okay, so I'm going to display. So let us simply write printf. Okay, student details. Okay, student details. And let us print this in the new line. So I'm going to use the roll number. I will print like this. Okay, roll number is percentage D, then slash N. We have got name, which will be percentage S, then slash N, the marks, okay, which will be percentage dot 2F, that is the 2 decimals in the floor. Then S1 dot roll number is the first. Okay. Comma S1 dot S name, comma S1 dot marks. Okay. That's it. Now let us display these details. Then we can create the multiple variables also. Okay. And we will see the other initialization. So let us compile this. Okay. So as you can see here, first type of initialization is done. Okay. S1 dot roll number, string copy, S1 marks. So roll number, name and marks. Okay. We are getting this output. Fine. This is one way. Now, if you will see here, we have got this variables created and we can initialize this way as well. Okay. So what I will be doing, let us do it collectively. Okay. So instead of having the struct student S1 here, I can declare S1 comma S2 here. Okay. So what I'm doing, S1 and S2 I can define here. Okay, because S1 already I have initialized, right? So let us not initialize that. If you want, you can give as many. Okay. But one more I will be using in a different way. Okay, now let us go ahead with S2. So let us initialize S2 also. Okay, so I will write here S2 dot roll number is 102. Okay, let us say the name of the student 2. Okay, is student 2. And let us say some marks I'm going to write. Okay, so 80 point, let us say 9. Okay. Now the second student I want to print. Okay, so here we will be using /n so that we are getting this in the next slide. Okay, then here I will simply make the changes. This will be S2 dot roll number. Okay, this is S2 dot name and this is S2 dot marks. Okay. And I'm going to again make use of the /n here. Fine. So what we did, I have commented this part. Okay, I am showing you how you will be creating the multiple variables here itself. Okay. So now let us see the output. So we should see the output of these two students. Okay, roll number 101. This is for roll number 202. Marks is 0. Let us see what is the reason. Here we have got S1. So S2 should be written. Okay. So see that properly you are initializing. Now it is correct. Okay. So we are getting marks as 80.90. Correct? These are the two ways. Okay. Yes. Is this much clear to everyone why we are creating structure? Yes. Is this clear? Are you all there? Akshara? Okay, fine. Jyoti? Okay, it's clear. Good. Prakash? Okay. Now let us go to the another way of initializing. Okay, now one more way, that is the structure 3 I will be writing. Okay. Now how you can initialize one more way? Look here. You can simply write in the main. Okay, so we can have the struct student S3. Okay, S3 equal to, I can directly initialize like this, right? What I can do, I can write like this, initialization directly here. So this is 103. Okay, then we have got student 3. Okay, and then we have got some marks. So let us say this is some 75. Okay, this way also you can do the direct initialization. Okay, so this is the direct initialization. And this is the initialization we have done using dot operator. Correct? This is dot operator. Okay. And we can display this now finally. So let us copy this. And here you simply need to write S3 dot roll number, S3 dot name, and S3 dot marks. Okay. That's it. Let us see the output now. Okay, so step by step, you have to do it. Okay, see here. So now finally, I'm getting the output of all the three structure variable created. Okay. Now that we have understood, we will use this further. Okay. So first thing, what we did, okay, we have done the direct initialization. Okay. Dot operator we have done, and we have printed all the structure members. Okay. Now, let us understand how you are going to do this with the arrays of structure. Okay. So now we have individually created the structure. In the previous example, what we did, we individually created, okay, three structures, and separately we have initialized this. Okay. Now what is an array? Array of structures is used for handling multiple record together. Okay. What is the purpose of array? Already we know. Now, in this case, it is the same example, but we are now creating the three records, okay, for the student. So what we are writing, struct student S3. How many records? Multiple records. So we are using the array here. No need to create individual. Okay, so let us first do this and then we will come to the nested. Okay. So I'm creating a new file here. Okay, so let us start writing the code again. So I will be making use of stdio.h. I will include the string. Okay, .h. We are using it. Okay, so let us now go with the second example. Okay, structure arrays. Okay, give a proper name. Okay, now what we are going to do, I will use the same structure. Okay, so let me copy this. Okay, I'm going to copy the same structure here, right? This is defined. Now let us come to the main. Okay, let us come to the main. Now what? Let us have the array defined. So struct. Okay, we'll have the student S3. So three records we are going to store, right? So we already understood the arrays. Okay, now coming back to the same example, what I have taken earlier. Okay, what we have done, we have defined the arrays earlier. Okay, so if I want the array of scores, okay, what we have done, let us say I want 5 scores to be created. We have done float, okay, percentage. Let us say we need 3%. Okay, we had created the arrays, okay, for predefined data type. So scores, which will be storing 5 integers, percentage, which will be storing 3 floats. Okay, the same way we are now creating the array of the structure. What is the structure? Student. Okay, so S3. What is the difference here? This int and float are predefined and student is user defined. What should be in the int and float? That is already defined as the minimum and the maximum value. What should be stored in the student? That is roll number, student name, and the marks. That is user defined. Okay, so let us go ahead and create this. So we have got the struct student S3. Okay, int I. Okay, we need to use the loops here because we are using arrays. Okay, so use the loop. we are going to take the details from the user. So for I equal to 0, I is less than 3 because we know number I plus plus. Okay, what we are going to do, we will be asking the user to enter the details. Okay, so enter details of student %d/n. Okay, remember now what we need to do. Since we are writing this code in the for loop and we need to run this 3 times starting from 0 till 2, we need to ask enter details of student 1, enter details of student 2, and enter details of student 3 because 3 students are there. Okay. So I need to display the number student 1, enter details of student 1. Okay, we will not write student 0 because 0 is the index number of array. So here we are writing I plus 1. Okay, I value is 0. So 0 plus 1 will be 1. So I should get enter details of student 1. That is how we have to write. Okay, you will not write student 0, correct? Now take the input. So what input we will be using? Printf roll number. Okay, so we will be accepting the roll number and scanf. Okay, %d. Now when we are using a variable to accept the input from the user, what we are writing? We are writing the variable. Let us say @I or @x. Okay, this is a variable. But now of I, this is what we are writing. But now we have to use @s. S is the name of the array. I dot roll number. Why? Because roll number is accessed using the dot operator. So S of I dot roll number. That means student 1 roll number. Okay. Now similarly, accept the other details. So what I will do, I'll copy this. Here we are accepting the name. Okay. So let us ask the user to enter the name. Then here we are going to write dot as name. Okay. This is still the first array because 3 arrays are there, right? Then third, we will be accepting the marks from the user. And here we are going to write address of S marks. Okay. So this is done. Now you simply display because for loop is written. For displaying also use the for loop. Okay, printf. So let us give student records. Okay, I just want to print like this. Okay, so for I equal to 0, I already we have defined earlier, less than 3, I plus plus, and now you print the way you want to print this. Okay, so we'll be using the printf %d, then %s, then the percentage dot to f. Okay, so what will be in the first? Now understand again here the same thing. Okay, so %d first is the roll number. Okay, so s of I dot roll number. Okay, then s of I dot s name, then s of I dot marks. Okay, and since this is integer returning, so we can write return 0. Correct? So yes. Yes, Akshara, we should change the format in the scanf also. Yeah, that is correct. Yes. Okay, so good observation. So here roll number. So here also we should change. Okay, this to S, and here also we should. Okay, there will be no error, but we will not get the output. Fine. So let us now run this. So we have got the structure array. Okay, and let us see whether 3 records we are able to get. Okay, so enter details of student 1. So student 1 we are getting correct. 0 plus 1. Okay, so roll number I'm going to enter. Name of the student. Okay, marks of the student. Enter details of student 2. Okay, now it is 1, right? So 1 plus 1, 2. So roll number, student name, okay, and the marks, right? Then enter details of student 3, 103, student name, okay, and let us say we are entering some marks. Okay, so I'm getting the student record. Okay, so /n has to be written here. Then I will get properly, okay, one after the other. Okay, so let us write here /n. Okay, so that I'm getting the output properly. Yes, any query? Vinutna, okay, I'll show the query. Okay, just I will compile, I will run this once again, then I will show the query. Okay, so let us go back. I'm going to run this. Okay, so roll number, student name. Okay, let us write some marks. This is 2. Okay, this is S2. Then we can write some marks here. 3. Okay, this is S3. And then we can have the marks. Okay, so now I'm getting it proper. First, second, and third record. Okay, so instead of writing individually, better you can write this in the arrays and take as many details, right? Fine. Vidnutna, I'm sharing this. Okay, just let me know if I need to scroll. If you're taking this particular code, okay? Once it is done, let me know. So shall I? Okay, fine. Now take the last part. Okay, so complete your for loop. Once it is done, please let me know. Okay. So let us now continue to the next topic of this. Okay. Now coming to the nested structure. Okay. Now look here. What is nesting means? Already we did okay previously. Now, if you see, this is the structure address created. Okay, so there is house number, city, and state. Correct. Now, this address is used in another structure, which is a student, or we can take an example of an employee. Okay, now the student address needs to be accessed. So in the student, we have got int roll number, char name, and here we are writing struct address. So instead of writing here house number, city, state, okay, what we are doing, we are directly using the structure address variable. This is a nested structure. Okay, let us do the example and understand this as well. So I'll create a third file now. Okay, so hash include stdio.h. Okay, now what I will do, I'll create a address. Okay, so let us say this is a nested employee structure. Okay, fine. So I'll create first a structure. Now let us now create the address, okay, which we have done earlier. So what we will write in the address? So let us say I'm having the house number, okay. Then we will have the char city, okay. Then char state. Yeah, if you want, you can write country, zip code, everything. Okay. Okay. So this is what I've written. So this is the structure address created. Now we will create another structure. This will be, let us take now the example of employee. Okay. Now in this employee, we will have the employee ID. Okay. Always like student entity will have student, employee will have employee ID. Okay. We will have the name of the employee in the organization. So 20. Now for accepting the address, understand, if I want to accept the address, I can write like this. But instead of writing like this, if the same address needs to be used for different entities like employee, or we have got customer, okay, or student. So instead of writing this, why not to write the address, which is a data type? Okay, so we can write here the struct address, okay, and the address. So what we are doing here, this is a nested structure. Okay, this is a nested structure, correct? Now, coming to the main. Okay, so we will have the main defined here. Okay. And let us now create the structure employee, and we can directly pass the value. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm using the struct. Okay, I'm using the struct employee. Let us say this is the employee one. Okay. Direct initialization I'm giving. Okay, so this is the direct initialization. Fine. So struct employee is equal to, we can give some name. So this is employee one. Okay, now look here. When we need to give the address, okay, when we need to give the address, then you include that in the curly brackets again. Okay, this is a nested structure arguments we need to give. Okay, this is 101 employee 1. Okay, this is 101. This is the employee name. But since this is the nested structure, so for this nested structure, again open the curly brackets and provide the values here. Okay, so let us say house number. Okay, I will be writing something. Okay, then we have got the city. Okay, Mumbai. I will write the state. Okay, then the country. Okay, whatever information you need to accept. Okay, please write like this. Integer value directly like Mumbai MH in India in double quotes. Okay. Now what? Let us print the value. So printf, okay. I want to display the employee ID. Okay, so I'm going to write %d /n and employee one dot. Use the dot operator, employee ID. Okay, that is what is a variable created. Now let us copy. Okay, for the rest, employee name. Okay, so first let us go with the employee name. So here I will be using EMP name. Okay, now how you are going to display the address since it is a nested structure. Okay. So I will write here address. Okay, now see here, whenever you need to access the address, first of all, this employee dot address dot house number. This is how you will go. Okay, this is how you are going to access in chain. So employee dot address dot house number, employee dot address dot city, right? Because it is nested. So how you are going to write employee one dot address, that is nothing but the variable created for the nested structure, dot. Okay, what is the first one? House number. Okay, so I will access this house number. Like this, you have to write. Okay. Then %d, then %s, %s, and %s. Okay, for city, state, and country. And then I will be writing employee one dot address dot city, comma, employee one dot address dot state, comma, employee one dot address dot country. Okay, see here. So this is how you're going to access the nested structure. Okay, let us have a 0 written. Now let us run this. So what is this nested employee structure? Okay, so simply write n. Okay, identifier expected. So I have not closed this employee properly. So let us now do it. Okay, look here. So what we are getting? We are getting the output. Okay, so first we are getting the employee ID. Employee name is %s. Okay, format is not proper. So let us do it once again. Okay, employee one, then we are getting the address 120 Mumbai MH India. Okay, so nested structure. Easy, just you need to use the dot operator in chain. Is this clear? Yes, are you there? Is this clear? Nested structure, array structure. Yes. Okay, Vinutna, I will just scroll down. Akshara, okay, clear. Fine. Okay, Arpita. Okay, now you can go through. Okay, if this is done, I can go ahead to the next example. Okay, Naimish, you want the re-explanation of the nested structure, right? Okay. See, what is the meaning of nesting? Okay, we did right from our conditional construct. Okay, so there is the nested if else, means in one if we are having another if else. Okay, similarly we have got this nested structure, means in one structure we have got another structure. That is what is nesting. So we created one structure address, and in address we have got the house number, city, state, country, okay, and whatever else you need to accept. So what is this? This is a user defined data type. Understand first of all what is a structure. It is a user defined data type. Okay, that is address. Now in this I will be accepting the related information which is for the address, okay, for any particular entity. Now I need to create an employee structure wherein I will have the information about the employee. So we will take employee ID, employee name. You can take many other details of the employee, like, okay, you can have the organization, you can have the vertical, you can have the role of the employee, the salary of the employee, okay, the department of the employee, anything you will have. But when an employee or student or any customer information you are taking, you will take the address. Okay, so instead of writing this entire variables fields here, we are using a structure within the employee structure. So this becomes a nested structure. Okay, this is an employee structure, this is the address structure. Okay, and this address will be having house number, city, state, country, which we are accessing by using address dot house number, address dot city, address dot state, and address dot country. Okay, now since this is nesting, nesting means what? Understand, you need to access this, correct? So we have got employee. Under employee I have got address structure. Okay, and under address I'm having the house number, state, all these things. Okay, so this can go on. Okay, you can also have the nesting done. Maybe employee is maybe in some other another structure. See, you can have as many nesting. Okay, so we have got entity 1. Okay, this will contain entity 2. This may contain entity 3. Nesting can be there. Okay, now this entity 1, okay, is having some particular fields like A and B. This entity 2 has got some fields, okay, like C, D, and it has got entity 1 ka object, okay, like E1. This is what is the nesting. Okay, entity 3 has got E and F, and this has got entity 2 reference, nesting. Okay, now if I want to access A and B, okay, what I will do, I'm going to simply create the entity 1, okay, object, okay, and then I can access the object 1 or variable. Okay, rather I will write variable. So where entity 1, okay, and then I will access where entity 1 dot A, where entity 1 dot B. Correct. Now, if I want to access the entity 2, so I can create entity 2 variable of entity 2. Okay, so I will write where entity 2 dot C. Okay, where entity 2 dot D. But now I need to access the entity 1 A and B from entity 2. So I will write where entity 2 dot E1 dot A. Nest, just go on making a chain like that, where entity 2 dot E1 dot B. Okay, similarly you can go ahead to access the others. So same thing we have done here in this case. Okay, so just understand in a simple way, structure in another structure is nested structure. Okay, so we don't have to write this every time. Understand, here I can create a structure student. And for student also, I need to take the address. What is the purpose of creating this? If I'm accepting the student roll number, roll number and the name of the student, and I want the address of the student to be taken. So why not to create this data type instead of writing the house number, city, state, country, zip code, I can use this. So where I'm using this address in different entities. I'm using in employee and using in student. I can use in customer. Isn't so? Reuse it, right? Reusability. So this is a customer entity. Okay, and I'm taking the customer name. Okay, so this is the customer name, right? C name, right? And what I want, I need, let us say, care customer type. Maybe customer is premium, regular, or a new customer. Okay. And then I need to take the address of the customer. So I will use this structure address here also. That is the purpose. Everywhere you are not going to use the different variables. Okay. Address is a very common thing where same type of information is taken. Okay. Whether it is employee, whether it is student, whether it is customer, okay, or any other entity. Use this, okay, and access this every time by using the dot operator. Fine, is this clear, Nimish? Okay, now let us go to the next. We have got structures and pointers. Okay, now we already completed with the pointers, okay, in the last session. Now let us do this with the structure as well. Pointers and structures together form one of the most powerful concepts in C programming. Pointer stores address of a structure variable. Okay, we have previously seen pointer stores the address of a variable. Pointer stores the first index of the array, whether it is your character array, whether it is your integer array. Okay. Similarly, pointer stores address of a structure variable, like your normal variables. Structures and pointers allow efficient memory usage. Passing a structure to a function normally copies the entire structure, which is slow for large structures. Using pointers passes only an address, which is very fast. Pass the entire structure. Okay. So this will be slow for large structures because entire data is getting copied. But if you are using the pointers, only the address is fast, not the entire structure. Okay, so this will be fast and this will be more efficient, right? Optimized. Then it is used in dynamic data structures. So data structures, yes, we are not talking about data structures in detail. We have just learned about few data structures in the previous session about sorting and searching. But there are n number of data structures available. We have got linked list, trees, stacks, queues, graphs. Okay. And these are dynamic data structures. Means what? The memory is allocated and deallocated at runtime. Okay, not static time. So dynamic data structures rely completely on the structure pointers. Okay, because pointers are used, okay, for passing the memories, okay, in adding or in deleting or in shifting these particular data structures. Notice passing large structures to functions without performance loss. Okay. So accessing structure members through pointer can be done by two ways. Okay. Now look here. When we are using the pointer, we can make use of using dereferencing, okay, plus the dot operator. So star pointer, understand, star is a dereferencing operator, dot roll number. Okay, this is one. Or second thing, we can simply use this arrow operator, pointer, arrow operator, roll number is equal to 101. Okay, these are the two ways. So either you use this dereferencing, star is a dereferencing operator. So star pointer dot roll number or pointer arrow operator roll number is equal to 101. These are the two ways you can access. Okay. So what we are going to do, let us understand the structure pointer, okay, with a simple example. Then we can go to the function. Okay. Fine. So, oh, Nimesh, address, what is ADDR? Okay, ADDR is a variable. Don't get confused. ADDR is just a variable. It is a variable. Like we have got employee ID for integer data type for storing the employee ID. We have got EMP name, which is of a char data type. We have got address variable for the address data type. For the address data type, that is just a variable name. You can give any name. It is up to you. It is just a variable name, Nimesh. Okay. Nimish, it is just a variable name. Okay. Now let us come to the next. We have got pointer. Sorry. Okay. So structure pointer. So here I'm going to write it down. Okay. Let us start. I may use this string. Okay. So this is structure pointer dot c. Okay. Let us take an example of a customer. Okay, so I'm creating a structure customer. Okay. Then we will have the cust ID. Okay, in cust ID, char c name, that is a customer name. Okay, and we will have the double amount. Okay, so let us take the amount from the customer. Okay, now we are using pointer. Okay, so very simple again. How you are going to use the pointer? Either use dereferencing operator or the arrow operator. Okay, so I'm creating a struct customer. Two variables I will create. Okay, so customer, let us say C1, and I'm creating a struct customer pointer, because now we will be using the pointer. Okay, we'll be using the pointer, correct? Okay, now look at the first statement. Okay, pointer stores address of a structure variable, right? PTR is equal to address of C1. Okay, PTR is equal to address of C1. What the pointer stores? Pointer stores address of a structure variable. So what is this? Pointer holding, okay, address of structure. Okay, pointer holding address of structure. Now use the arrow. Okay, so I will be using arrow here. This is simple. Cust ID. Instead of dot, you're using this arrow. That is the difference. If you're using a pointer, okay, initialize. For the variable of the character type, use the str copy. So pointer in this particular customer name, okay, I will be using some customer name. Okay, so let us say this is customer 1. Then pointer arrow amount. Okay, what is the amount I need to store? Let us say 5,000 is the amount. Okay, simply use the arrow operator. That's it. And now if you want to print this, so use the printf. customer ID, okay. Okay, after this, I'll show you the starting program. Okay, let me complete this. So customer ID. So we'll have the %D /n. Okay, now use the pointer, arrow notation and point to cust ID. See, understand, instead of dot, you are using this arrow, correct? Customer name. So let us print the name of the customer here. And this will be S. Okay, and here's C name. That is what we have given. And finally, we are having the total amount from this customer. Okay, so this is the total amount. Let us have this in dot 2LF. This is the double. Okay, and here I will have the amount written. Correct? And here I'm simply using the return 0 statement. Okay. So let me first compile and execute this. Then I'll be sharing that code. This is structure pointer, right? So let me. So I not using the semicolon over there. Okay. Yeah. So I'm getting that. So customer ID, customer name, and the total amount. Okay. See here. So this customer information we are getting as the output. So simply make use of a pointer, okay, of the structure, and this pointer is going to point to the address of a structure. Okay. So what type of and understand one thing. Okay. Like in the previous example, okay, what we are doing, we are creating the int variable. Okay, let us say I have created int num. Then we are writing int star pointer. Then this pointer is pointing to the address of num. This is what we have done earlier, correct? Now, when we are declaring a pointer, the data type of the pointer is same as the data type of this particular number. Why? Because this pointer is going to store the address of that. See, this is not a void pointer. Okay. So if this is float or this is char, we will be creating the pointer of that type. So now we are having the customer. Okay, we are having the customer. So this pointer should also be of the customer type. And this pointer is pointing to the address of C1. Okay, so what is the type of this C1? The C1 is of customer. So your pointer should also be of customer. And this pointer is pointing to the address of C1. Okay, and that is what we have mentioned here. Okay, so that is why customer pointer is created. Remember, okay? Yes, Vinutna, I'm sharing this. Yeah, take this. Okay. So all these, whatever we have done earlier, the same thing, only we are using this now with the structure. Okay. Yeah, you can take down. Just let me know if you want me to scroll down this. Okay, fine. Done. Now let us go to the next. Okay, structures and functions. Yes, we have done with the functions also. Okay. Attendance link will be shared later. Okay. Structures and functions are used together to write modular clean and reusable code. We already did with the functions, okay? Structures can be passed to functions in following two ways. Again, the same thing. Pass by value where the copy of structure is going to be sent, and pass by reference using pointer. And this, as I said, this is more efficient, okay, because we are passing the address, correct? So what are the benefits of using functions with structures? Reusability. Same function can process multiple structure variables because you pass the structure, right? Different structures you can pass. Readability, it breaks large code into smaller logical blocks. Efficient passing using pointers, avoid copying large structure data. Essential in real world programs used in CRUD operation. CRUD is create, read, update, delete. Okay, you want to create an entity, read, update, or delete. It is used in linked list, file handling, application programming interfaces, okay, APIs. So passing the structures to the functions using pointers, okay, is efficient, and this is the preferred way, okay. So let us do the examples on that. So first we will be using structure to function call by value, okay. So what I will do is, we'll keep that name. Okay, structure pass by value, okay, to function dot c. Okay, very simple. We are going to write here. So we will have the struct student, again the same example I'm taking. Okay, so we will have the roll number. Let us only accept the int and the float now. So I will be accepting the marks. Okay, that's it. This is a struct student created. Now we will create a function. Understand, function is created outside the function, outside the main function. So I'm giving you the definition. Void display. Okay, void display. So this function, okay, so I'm just going to write function receives a copy. This is not passed by reference of the structure. Okay, so this function will display the structure. So what we are writing here, simple structure student S. Okay, and here we are going to write the printf roll number %d s dot roll number. Okay, s is the variable created, and similarly I'm going to print the marks. Okay, so here I will be using the marks. Okay, and this is %d. It is a float, right? So better we should write 2f, and this will be marks. Okay, now see here. This function is going to take the structure student, okay, as a parameter. And then in this function, I will be displaying, okay, in all the other problems we have done, directly we are displaying the value in the main, okay. But in this case, now what we are doing, we are passing the structure to another function, which will display the details of this structure, okay. Now I have to create a main. So function definition and declaration both are done before the main. Okay, so there is no need to have the prototype, okay, of the function. So what you should write now, finding the main. So you simply create a struct student, okay, S1 is equal to, let us say, I may write some marks here, 87.5. Okay, and call the display method. Okay, call the display method by passing this S1. So what we are doing? We are passing this S1 structure. It will go to this S as a copy. Okay. And we are displaying the roll number and the marks. That's it. It is same as variable, but instead of variable, we are passing the structure, right? Okay, let us run this. Okay, this is pass by value. So see, I'm getting the roll number and the marks. Okay, so what we are doing here? We are simply using the structure, okay, and we are passing the copy. Okay, we are passing the copy. Okay, is this understood, everyone? Okay, 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 understood. Fine. Okay, Vinutna, if you have done with this, okay, so I can make the changes here to simply do this with a pointer. It is very simple. So let me copy this. Okay, I'm going to use the function and I will comment out this one. Okay, so that you can actually use any one of this. So this is by pointer. Okay, so function receives the address. Okay, so what you will be writing here, I'll be simply using this star, and instead of using this dot, I will use the arrow operator, this one. Okay, and here you will be passing address. Okay, so this is for pass by value. Okay, and I will again call this display, and here I will pass address of S1. Okay, so pass address of structure. That's it. Okay, so in the same problem I'm doing, so this should be passed by value and ref both. Okay, so I'll save this as pass by value and ref. Okay, not the separate, because in the same we can do that. So this will be value ref. Okay. right? So even if I'm passing by the reference, I'm getting the output. Okay, but this is more efficient because we are simply passing the address. Okay, but in this case, the entire structure needs to be passed. Okay, so it will be slow if you are using a large data set. Okay, this is a small data set, it is okay. But when you have got large data set, then this is not the preferred way, right? Okay, now coming to the last topic of this. Okay, we will have a return value. Okay, sorry. One more thing here, maybe it is not mentioned, but we will write one more program which is returning a value. Okay, this is quite simple. After that, you will have one quiz. Okay, for 10 minutes. So let us do the last. This is simply returning a value. So return structure return value. Okay, this is quite simple again. So we can have one structure created as a rectangle. Understand, this is what rectangle means. What it will be having the length and breadth. Okay, sorry, length and width I will be taking. Okay, now I'm creating another structure. Please understand this. Struct rectangle. Create rectangle. Okay, this is a function. Okay, int length, int width. Okay, and here we will be creating a structure rectangle r, variable of the rectangle structure, r dot length. Now this we know. Okay, let us say I will be providing L, which I am passing to the function. Then r dot width is equal to W, which I will be passing here. Okay. Now this should return R. Understand, this R is a object variable created of this rectangle. This is known as a object, okay, instance or object created. Now R dot length is equal to L, R dot width is equal to W. Okay, that means this R contains the value of L and the width. So we are returning this R. Understand? When we are creating a function, see here, when we are creating a function which is returning an int, we have to return the integer. We have to return the integer. Similarly, when we are having the structure as the return from a function, we have to return the structure ka object. Okay. Now coming to the main. Everywhere, if the predefined data type are available, you have to just put the user defined type. Okay, so struct rectangle is equal to create rectangle, or sorry, create this should be rectangle. Okay. Okay, and I'm passing the value 10, 5. Then I'm going to print. Okay. What is the length? Length is equal to %d. Okay. Width is equal to %d /n rectangle dot length, comma, rectangle dot width, and return 0. Okay. See here. So there is a structure rectangle created, and there is a function create rectangle. This is a function. Function returning rectangle. Okay. So if a function is returning a structure, that function must return the object of that structure. Okay, so this R will be having this length that is 10 and width value is 5. Okay, so when you are calling the function, it is returning a structure rectangle that we are taking into the returning variable of structure rectangle. And then I will be displaying the value using rectangle dot length and rectangle dot width. Okay, you just need to replace that with the structure. Again, I'm telling, if in place of this you are writing int, if a function is returning int, you will be writing return some integer value. If a function is returning void, means you are not writing return. Void means it is not returning anything. Instead of that, if you are having a function returning a structure, you should return the structure object, which is this R. Okay, and when you are calling that particular function, it is returning the structure. Okay, so because it is a data type only, please remember it is a data type. Okay, so this is a structure return value. Okay, so it should return me the length and width, which it is returned. Okay. So that's it about the structure. Okay. I will share this. Shushmita, can you share the quiz link quickly? 10 minutes last, so they can give the quiz. Yeah. Shushmita.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. I'm sharing
Yeah.
it now.
Yeah,
2 minutes.
everyone, last 10 minutes, you will have a quiz. Okay. Whatever we completed. So it will consist of your functions. Okay. Few questions on pointers. And your string, okay, because we have done with the character array and strings. Okay, so you can quickly complete that. Yes, everyone, this foundations of programming using C quiz 3 is shared. Okay, you can start giving the test, and once completed, please update here. Okay, only 10 questions are there. Please read the questions properly and then answer. Okay, Arpita, done with the test. Good. Quiz submitted. Naimish, okay. Thank you. Akshit, attendance link is already shared. Okay, Kaustav, test is done. Eighth question. What is wrong in eighth question? No, nothing is wrong in eighth question. It's correct. Prathamesh, it's correct. Question is correct. Okay, fine. Okay, Veni, good. Okay, Lena, done with the test. Prakash, completed the quiz. Arpita, there are 9 elements. Okay, there are 9 elements. What is the question asked? The question is, you need to find out the size of the array. Size of the array. Understand the question. It is the size of the array. Okay, there is a difference. Okay, know the terms. Okay, what is used. Today we did with the size of a structure. Apply that size of the array. Okay, Ganeshwari submitted. Anushka, okay. You got the score. Okay, done. Arkadeep. Who else completed? Prakash, test is going on. Okay. See what is written in the 8th question. Okay. Int. Wait a minute. Int a of 4 is equal to 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay. Printf percentage d comma 2a. Okay. So it is right. You can write 2a also. Okay. Thank you, Kaustav. Thank you. Okay. Shushmita, you can share the attendance link once again. They're asking for the attendance link.
Sure, ma'am. I'm sharing.
Yeah. Prathamesh, which options are not correct? Options are not correct. Okay, okay. So A, B, C, D, the option should be what? 10, 20, 30, 40. Yeah, so you have to consider that 10, 20, 30, 40. Correct. Okay. That may be a mistake. Okay, so it should be 10, 20, 30, and 40. So you should write options are not correct, right? Yeah. Yes, Prathamesh. It should be 20, 10, 20, the array elements. It should not be A, B, C, D. Okay. Yeah, there you are right. Naimish, your question. Okay. If we create a structure in C that contains different data types. Okay, Naimish. That is why I said that, okay, there may be a padding. So the size may increase, okay, when sequentially the data is arranged in the memory. The size is given, okay. So this explanation of why the size is increasing and then why there is a concept of this structure padding, okay, with example. Okay, so we'll do it tomorrow. Okay, so first we will do this, okay, your doubt, and then we will go to the next, okay, with example. So we can do that tomorrow. 10th is what? Size, na? Okay, so we will discuss this question tomorrow. 8th question, the option should be 10, 20, 30 and 40. Okay, 10, 20, 30 and 40. We'll discuss this. Okay, now you submit, right? Now you please submit. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, Namira. Yes, I understood. Okay, okay. Okay, no problem. Prathamesh. Okay, so that is to test. Okay, that is okay. Completed. Attendance link is already shared. Again, attendance link is getting shared. Okay, those who have not marked the attendance, you can mark the attendance now. So in that options, typing mistake can be there. Okay, so okay. Advika, you have done. Okay, fine. Okay, so there are some queries tomorrow. Okay, first we will do that. Okay, so if you want, we will discuss this questions. Okay, the test question, whatever questions, mostly 8, 9, 10 questions. Okay, that we will discuss. Naimish, your query of structure padding. Okay, size increasing, that we will do. Okay. Fine. Saraba completed a test. Good. Attendance is already shared. Shushmita had already shared the attendance link. Shushmita, you can share again. I mean, they're not receiving that.
Yeah, I've shared it, ma'am. Just now I shared.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. I think that is done. Okay. So see, we will have this quiz. Okay, because final quiz is still there. Okay, on Friday. Okay, so this is the quiz I'm taking just to know about your understanding. Okay, on the topic. Fine. So we will have more quiz. Okay, this week before your final quiz, right? So whatever topics we are completing, that quiz we will have before you are giving the final quiz. Okay, Shushmita, I think they are done. Okay, so we can stop the session here. Everyone, thank you, and we will connect tomorrow.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank
We'll
you.
meet by tomorrow. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, so thank you, dear students. I hope you all marked your attendance. Just a reminder, if you have not marked it, kindly mark. Fine, we'll meet again by tomorrow. Thank you all. Good night, everyone.